another heavenly sunset. Let's go find Sunset Lady for the Afterglow Show. Well, hello there, Sunset Lady.
Well, hello there, Black.
Very windy outside.
Well, tomorrow is National Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day, and believe it or not, it's Big Wind Day.
Perfect.
Yeah, right. And today is Day of Silence, and National Pet Day, and National Submarine Day. And birthdays in 1960, it's Jeremy Clarkson, English motoring journalist and TV presenter. He did the Grand Tour and also Top Gear. I used to watch Top Gear. That was great.
My good friend, drummer John Moss, his favorite show as well. He loves that one.
I can't blame him.
He would stop in the middle of rehearsal. He was like, "Hey guys, we got to take a little break here.
Yeah.
Top Gear's on." I'm like,
Top
"Okay."
Gear's on. I know, I love that one.
The world stops when Top Gear comes on.
And here's a birthday I love also, 1939, Louise Lasser. She was the actress that played Mary Hartman. I love that program too, especially the scene about the soup, and Mary gave it soup to a neighbor who had a big cold or the flu, and he was over at her house when she gave him the soup, and she was in the kitchen talking. I mean, she was in the living room, I'm sorry, talking to the wife, and he was in the kitchen eating this big bowl of soup. But he was getting so faint, his head started nodding into the soup, and he was trying to pull himself out with his own hand, pulling his shirt up, trying to get out of the soup.
Soup is good food.
It was, but unfortunately...
So death do us part.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened to him. He passed away, and they had the funeral in Mary's kitchen. I remember that. So she was trying to help with the soup, but it didn't work out.
I remember you and my sister watching that, and I thought to myself, I'm definitely too young to even understand that there's a black comedy joke going on here right now. I thought, why are people laughing when somebody dies?
I know.
I couldn't figure that out.
You had to be there to see it.
I was there, but I was a kid. It was over my head.
Yeah, fortunately. It was out of the soup bowl.
Now I get it, kind of.
Okay.
Drowning in soup is funny.
Yeah, chicken soup. It was very
Drowning
very
in
fun.
chicken soup is even funnier.
Okay, now we go into history. Oh no, we don't go into history. I forgot. I got so excited
We're leaving.
about the soup.
I'll say it again, soup is good food.
I forgot the birthday person tonight.
Louise Lasser as Mary Hartman. She's the murderer, right?
Well, she didn't intend to be.
I'm making a joke.
She was being very...
She's the one who killed her grandfather with a chicken soup.
It wasn't a grandfather, it was a neighbor.
He killed the neighbor, the elderly man, because he fell asleep in his soup. Disgusting.
You had to be there to see it.
I was there and I saw it. I didn't understand it.
Okay. Well, you do now.
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. Well, we'll move on to history now.
Okay.
In 1814, Napoleon Bonaparte abdicates unconditionally and is exiled to the island of Elba in the Mediterranean. And in 1950, Prince Rainier III becomes the ruler of Monaco. I think he was there for 50 years or more. In 1966, Frank Sinatra records Stranger in the Night, or Strangers must be a plural, and that goes #1. In 1967, Tom Stoppard's play Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead debuted in London at the Old Vic. And in 1976, the Apple I computer created by Steve Wozniak is released. Now, I did some quotes tonight from Napoleon Bonaparte. He said, "Never interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake."
That's good.
That's a good thing to do.
That's really good.
And he also said, "Death is nothing, but to live defeated and inglorious is to die daily." I'm sure he did on the island of Elba. He also said, "In politics, stupidity is not a handicap." Well, I guess we've seen that done many times. We'll have to agree with him on that. Okay, now the humor tonight, seeing as tomorrow is National Submarine Day, or today, I'm sorry, today. We're going to do submarine jokes.
Okay, I'm thinking about the Beatles. Are we going to talk about yellow submarines?
That didn't come up in my,
That's the first, when I hear submarine,
peruse of looking
I
for
think
humor.
about the Beatles.
Okay. Why don't submarines ever tell secrets?
Pass.
Because they're always under pressure.
Correct.
Pressure. Okay, what's a submarine's favorite sport?
Water polo.
Oh, that's a good one. The one they said was dive and seek.
Dive and seek.
How do
As opposed to hide and seek.
Yeah.
Dive and seek.
Yeah. How do submarines get into college?
Pass.
By diving right into their studies.
Correct. Well, that's a good way to do it, yeah.
Why do submarines always stay so focused?
Pass.
Because they never lose sight of their depth.
Of course, they got their eye on the ball. Correct.
How do submarines get to sleep?
With a lullaby.
Well, that's a nice one. But the one they said was They count the bubbles.
Oh, it's cute.
How do submarines pay for things?
They don't.
Well, they pay in deep sea currency. Why are submarines so good at chess?
I have no clue.
Because they always plan 3 dives ahead.
Hey, that's a good chess player.
Yeah, very good. Why was the submarine feeling insecure?
I don't know.
Because it felt like it wasn't making enough waves. Why is it so expensive to run a submarine?
It can be costly. I mean, running a submarine, there's a lot of reasons why. It is expensive, but what's your answer?
Well, they say because of all the depth charges.
Depth charges.
What do you call a dog serving on a submarine?
I've seen a lot of these submarine movies. I actually kind of love them. I'm keen on watching submarine movies, but I don't remember ever seeing a dog or a cat on a submarine.
Well, he's called a subwoofer.
Subwoofer?
What do you call a burnt submarine?
A burnt?
Yeah.
Burnt summer? I have no idea.
Well, it's called a toasted sub.
A toasted sub. Getting hungry now.
Yeah. Know that I used to work for a submarine manufacturing company?
Oh, no, I didn't know that, but I believe you.
Well, unfortunately, it just went under.
You went under.
Which brings us back to see our Chuck Norris, the man, the myth, the legend. Well, now, Chuck Norris doesn't ever eat submarine sandwiches. He eats submarines.
Correct. Hey, I'm pulling back a memory from my childhood here. Submarines, didn't we go to some place in Fall River underneath the bridge?
That's right.
And we looked at, they had a bunch of, there was like one submarine there and a
Yeah.
PT boat or something.
And we
What was that called, the name of that
Well,
place?
that's
Fact checkers.
That's a good
You
question.
know, it had a cool name, and whatever, you pay a nickel and dime and you get into it, but it was really neat going into a submarine, so
Yeah.
that was very good. Hey, lovely sunset. It was fun watching that sun go into the Gulf of Mexico. I mean, it was just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful tonight there. And yes, very, very windy, but the temperature's nice at 73, so it wasn't too bad. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Signing off, I'm Blackie Fitzpatrick. Over to you, Sunset Lady.
Well, thank you, Blackie, and we want to thank all the folks that have shared tonight's Heavenly Sunset and our Afterglow Show. And if you've enjoyed tonight, please hit the like button and subscribe, and do come back tomorrow night to see just what's happening here live beside the Venice Fishing Pier. So I'll say good night, Blackie, and sweet dreams, everyone, and enjoy the remainder of your day as we play our theme song that you wrote, sang, played all the instruments under Whittier, called Running Around This Town. So all the best from Sunset Lady, and good night all.